industrial or manufacturing business need more space? Does your organization, committee, or council need space to meet and hold events on a committed basis? How does 55,000 square feet sound? A great opportunity for your business to expand its output and flexibility is available in Wollaston Township. The former Wollaston Elementary School is now owned by Magnum Broadcasting, and we're looking for businesses to share the space. One business can occupy the entire 55,000 square feet, or a few smaller businesses can get together and occupy. It's just a short drive from Interstate 80, making distribution ideal. The spaces are individually heat zoned and there's plenty of parking. For more information, call 814-272-1320. That's 814-272-1320. Your business can take advantage of this expansion opportunity. This building is for rent by owner, Magnum Broadcasting Incorporated, which adheres to all guidelines and ordinances established by the Fair Housing Act.
Hey, friends, welcome to Lions Live on the only network built by the players to the fans, the Forever Lions Network. My name's Skip Dreibelbis, along with big dude Stephen Davis, Yaacov, Yisrael, and Dan, the fans with us here, talking Penn State blue-white here. On a sad day here at Penn State, we just received some news here that Bryce Jordan had passed on here earlier today, so just remembering him a little bit and his contributions here to Penn State. So big weekend here of football lined up for us. Yaacov had an opportunity to get to practice. I had a chance to also, and we were able to talk about what we've been able to see. Got a chance to talk to some coaches and players, and look forward to being able to share with all of you another fun-filled, exciting season of Penn State football. So welcome aboard, everybody. And I don't know, guys, where do we want to kick things off here tonight? Anybody want to have any comments about the passing of Bryce Jordan today?
Well, I'll make one. Since Bryce Jordan was the president at the time I was there, I mean, what I recall is, I would talk about, like I said, we didn't understand a whole lot of what was going on then, but, he was a good leader. He was one I do realize now as a person in higher education, high-performing president, and president that was a strong supporter of the campus and athletics, and actually took the campus through a very difficult time as a leader through a number of things in the middle 80s, like apartheid in South Africa, and a number of other things that were going on campus, and a lot of campus activism that could have turned a different way, but with his easy touch and his genuine caring, we were able to get through some things through those difficult times as well. I did not know him personally, but I did know that he did support us in a very big way on campus. Students, people who were in athletics, and folks that were there. He kind of opened the door for a number of discussions like diversity at Penn State. Also, not just diversity, but making diversity a seamless thing, which actually then becomes inclusion. So, I had some good folks around him, did some good things for us. And, of course, they named the Bryce Jordan Center after him. Well-performed man. I don't know much else about him, but very nice fellow and guy that was there for the students.
Well said, Stephen. Well said. Yeah, that takes us back, and well said. Well said. That's probably way before Yaakov's time. I don't know if Dan, that's okay, man. You're probably a young guy, toddler back then.
I can't say one thing, Skip. I was around early 2000s or late 1990s when they built the Bryce Jordan. So, everything I've heard has just been nothing but good things, and it's sad, obviously to see him go. But I do remember also Penn State basketball went to I think it was the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8 in the Bryce Jordan Center when I was in college too. So, but that's about all my extent with Bryce Jordan.
Right. Well, his legacy, you got to see part of in action as well. And yes, so definitely condolences out to the families here today. Hey, Dan, what are your thoughts? You remember back the time from when he was president at Penn State?
No, I haven't. I really didn't. So that's one thing and one guy I've never met before, because I met all of you except Big Stephon Davis and stuff like that, but I've never met Bryce Jordan. So I seen it today, and I don't know how old he was or or whatever like that. But I did hear that he did pass away.
Right, and I just want to say also, Skip, I remember some people having some issues and some campus issues. The thing that I remember the most is being in someone's dorm room and calling him directly. You know, his number was in the phone directory, and I thought it was a joke. And I said, I don't know why you're calling this man. He's the president of a university. He's not going to answer the phone. So a student had an issue, and he answered the phone directly, which doesn't sound like a big thing to all of us at all. Not too many college presidents will give you that type of access. Now, the person who is sitting in my office and having 25 plus years in higher education, that you just don't have anything better than that in terms of legacy and access to students.
That is truly amazing that a phone would ring and he would be there to answer just like that. That is really remarkable. I'm sure today there's a lot of filters put in place because phones will ring off the hook and it'll be who knows who could be calling, but that was really amazing at that time. But we lived in a different time, a different era, and access was limited. We didn't have phones in dorm rooms. We had phones in hallways, and things were a lot different at Penn State then. But wow, he was 91 years old and was the 14th president of Penn State, and made some great contributions. And well said by. I remember those days back, Stefan, when those things were issues, and everything went along pretty smooth compared to what some of the things we see going on campus today. For sure.
Awesome.
So, hey, we're moving into a new season here, guys, and Penn State went through some recruiting and picked up a bunch of players. So we're moving ahead here like that. And I know, Cove, you're up there for a day, and I was there Saturday at practice, and I think this coming Saturday is really going to be another practice is what we're going to see. It's not going to, and I talked to the one of the coaches, and it's really going to be a practice session is what we're going to see. It's not going to be any type of game. So the big thing is their objective is keeping everybody healthy for the fall, hoping nobody gets injured. So anybody want to give any comments at all about how we did with recruiting coming into this next season?
Well, why don't you go first? I have more of what's going on with the class of 17. So go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, obviously great job by Coach Franklin. We definitely got a lot of nice recruits in. Even when I was at the practice this spring, I really liked the fact that Coach Franklin was using the practices as a recruiting tool. He brought a lot of players in. I'm not sure when you were there, Skip, but the day that I went, it was a lot of name recruits that was there that I recognized. And, they gave them an academic tour, football tour, and, they went in the Beaver Stadium and watched practice. So I just thought that was great. And it looks like that might be something that he's trying to do to keep players interested or, kind of get to the next step with them. But it looks like we got a good class coming in, I think Coach is doing a great job.
Yeah, definitely. And I want to mention that also there on Saturday when I was there practice, I was there talking to Sam, and he was kind of busy, spent a lot of time talking to some parents, and I wasn't too sure who all was there watching it because it was really packed, had a lot of people. And on my way out, I saw this kid tossing the ball and kind of dropping it like a punter. I said, "Boy, you're holding that ball like a punter." And little did I realize I was talking to Blake Gilkin from Georgia, the recruit who's coming in, and he and his mom were up from Atlanta, Georgia, for the practice, and I talked to them on the way out to the car, and welcome to the family. And little did I know till I did some checking. I'm like, hey, wait a second, that's the guy we just got as a recruit, And I looked at him, I was like, wow, okay. So I got to meet him, and real nice kid, and he's excited to come here. I hope he's showing up here. He'll be showing up here in June, and has a strong leg. He kicked 50-plus field goals in high school, but he's also a punter. And so I think we picked up some good guys we needed in special teams. We also did pick up Alex Berber is another kicker we picked up. And I saw some of their film. these guys seem to have pretty strong legs. So let's hope we can enhance the special teams, and we won't really get a look at them until we get to fall practice. But I know that at least Blake, he's excited to come here in June, and it was kind of neat to kind of see how that all did fall together. But I think you're right on with that, Yaacov. I think he is using these spring practices as recruiting events, and I think it's a very smart move.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree too. But as I personally, I do have to be as an old lineman, I have to give a shout out to. I know he came early, and that's the new phenomenon, I guess in college. And I suppose when I look back, I don't know if you did it yet, Phil, but I suppose it's the new phenomenon that people do go to college and get there in January. I did not do that. I didn't want to miss the senior year with my classmates, and it was a rare thing. Some part of me wishes I had done that, but a guy that came up early is 6'5", 330 pounds. That's Connor McGovern, who I understand is getting a lot of work at tackle, and will be challenging some folks at tackle. If you get up there early, it's a good situation for you in a lot of ways. That he decided to come in, do well, and they're actually, very high on Connor McGovern coming in. So we'll see how that goes, because we really have to get back to, of course, the offensive line and see where we were last year. Obviously, the season did not start off the way that we wanted it to, but I will say that Connor McGovern is a good start to where we are. And at the 2017 skip class, I just wanted to note quarterback out of Cincinnati, Ohio, Sean Clifford, who's a recruit there, who for 11 touchdowns, there for 5 more. And again, what everybody's calling a pro-style quarterback. I guess a pro-style quarterback, as it is said now, is a dual threat. They have people who are the pocket quarterbacks that used to be pro-style, but I think what we're looking at and what we're going to see from Trace McSorley and what we're going to see from Tommy Stevenson is that dual threat situation that is expected on every play. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with this quote-unquote new offense that is been installed by offensive coordinator Joe Morrison. Who really is, I think, you really will have the eye on him. And as you said, Skip, it will be a practice, so I'm sure on Saturday. I'm still trying to figure out how to come and how to get there and what to do. But, there's going to be part of it where we'll be analyzing football. The other part will probably see. So we're not going to share anybody anything, I'm sure.
Well, that's exactly right. And again, their whole objective is just to keep everybody healthy, to keep everybody from not getting hurt. So, you may see a little bit more than just thud at in this practice or scrimmage here, but I don't think you're going to see too much live. And again, it's just to keep running through the kind of some basics. They've been watching everybody in films, and the practice I went to, I'll tell you what, that was very up tempo. It was all scripted out, and these guys never stopped moving. It was a pretty intense, fast-paced practice, and I think they build on their conditioning by the way they run these practices now. I can see how that's kind of integrated into the way practices run, because they just go from one period to the next into individual drills, and they're moving. These guys, there's no breaks. These guys are moving the whole way through, and I think that kind of is building along into the building that endurance to towards the fourth quarter where we need to have our guys stand out and be able to finish the game. So I can see that a lot of that's coming together there, and a lot of good individual practices. I like the indie drills. Watching that, saw the pass skeleton and then saw the run. It is going to be kind of like a run and shoot type of offense, like a read option. That's what I picked up on. Yaacov, what did you notice?
I noticed similar. First time I seen one of our quarterbacks run for a 6-yard touchdown was I believe it was McSorley, but it was in practice, and that was it was a rollout, but the way the offense is set up now, it's just allowing it's almost like if when Mike Robb was a quarterback, and we've had some other quarterbacks like that. I'm sure he would have really liked this style offense, because it's it just got so many options, run or pass. it's really wide open. So I'm excited for it.
Definitely. Hey, I don't want Dan to feel out of the picture here. Dan, we jump.
Well, well, here's the thing. I'm just listening to you guys, but I got invited a couple of weeks ago up to practice.
Oh,
By Yaacov, the 1 in a million. You know what I'm saying? But it's just fun. It was exciting. It was fun and stuff like that. I just cannot wait.
Well, share your experience, Dan. You came up to practice, and was it anything like you? Let me ask you, was it?
Yaacov knows the whole story, but it was like unbelievable.
Hey, it was a good time, man. It was a good time.
Yes, sir. It was. Let's put you this way, and this is what I was told. I mean, getting back to, let's say, Joe would never let anybody come in or whatever like that, and to be there and
absolutely never,
and to experience something just to be there. I mean, it's one thing to be like you guys played. I'm just a fan, but to be there and watch that and stuff like that was just totally flipping believable. and I'm giving my shout outs to Yaacov. He knows the whole story. It was nice just to be there, and I mean, like, it wasn't. How do I say this? I've never ever been, and you, like I said, you guys play there. I've never been invited to something like this, and to be there on that field, on the practice field, by somebody who's a friend of mine, and to see that, and it was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Because that is like, how do I say this? And this is just me as a fan. That's like heaven. No matter who's the coach or whatever like that. It was just unbelievable. So my hat off to Yaacov. You know what I mean?
Yaacov, man. That's awesome. That's an awesome thing. You know, being a fan, you deserve it, man. I mean, you've been there, you sacrificed.
Well, you guys played there. You guys practiced there. But to been invited by somebody,
that's awesome.
It was just unbelievable. I'm still speechless, even though the words have still. And like I said, he knows the story, but like, oh my God, I can't believe.
All right, well, Dan, let me help you out. Dan, let me help you out.
Oh my
God. Let me help you out. What did you expect? I mean, you've seen football teams before. I mean, you've seen high school teams. You've seen college football. Mm-hmm. What did you expect? Yes. I mean, what kind of stood out to you is out of the
what stood out to me is not like the players that were on that field, but it was just like I said, Yaacov and you guys were like unbelievable, and to be invited just to be there on that practice field was just in awe. I was in awe. And
I've seen you in awe, Dan.
I got your number, Yaacov. I remember last November when we were out there like after midnight. But it's just awesome. You know what stood out as the players, because like me being at a certain age to see kids that play like that is unbelievable.
Well, did you notice? Did you notice like intensity in your practice? Did you notice?
Yes.
Did you notice like a kind of a real desire and a spirit to?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yes.
I think it was just a big. I think it was just a big blur to Dan.
Well, maybe. The biggest thing is when I seen Coach Franklin out there on the field, and he was telling the guy that was above Hoodie Hall to raise the music, whatever the music was playing, just to get the players going. And it's unbelievable. And they got jacked up. And I couldn't even move fast enough. And like I said, Yaacov knows the whole story, but like I couldn't even move to one position. And these kids are like going to throw everything around, you know. So, but it was an experience, and I want to thank Yaacov, and it was just unbelievable because not too many people like me experience something like that.
Well, Dan, you're an exceptional fan. You're Dan the fan.
Yeah, I don't know about that. No, it was all good. It was just just being, like I said, he invited me and asked me to bring some friends, and it was just the whole thing of being there and to be on that practice field at that time, because there's history between that building, the practice field, Hubler Hall, and then Beaver Stadium. So, Yaacov, I want to say thank you, brother.
You the man, Dan.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
You're the man.
You're the fan, man. Hey, I don't think you were the only one. I got a call from.
Well, I hope I wasn't.
Well, no, what I meant by that is, I got a call from one of our teammates, Dwayne Downing, and I was under the weather, and he said, "Hey, Skip, I'm in town. I'm coming to practice. Sorry I didn't get a chance to get a hold of you. Could you come up today?" And I'm like, "Man, I'm under the weather. Hopefully next week." But he brought some of his players because he's coaching now. And he brought some of his players from his school down to see practice, So it was a great experience.
Well, I don't want to get into the whole story or anything like that. But I was asked if I was officially on the team with Yaacov, and I'm like, nah, I'm just a fan and stuff like that. But I still had all the credentials and everything. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah, but Dan, that doesn't add up right, because you got all that gray hair and your coat.
No,
you should have said you were the safety right next to me, Dan.
Yaacov. We're gonna meet up, brother. But it was just an awesome experience he gave me and the friends that I brought up there and stuff like that. It was great. It was great.
Well, that's really neat, Dan. Awesome. I appreciate you sharing that. Now let me ask you this, Dan. You've been following Penn State football. What do you think about the recruiting class coming in this year? As a fan, from a fan's perspective, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm pretty pumped about Jake Zenbeck as a quarterback.
Okay. Well, tell us what you think of him.
What's that?
Tell us what you think of him.
He's a great guy. I've dealt with him personally on a personal level, and he's unbelievable.
So you got to see him play some high school?
No, I've asked him a couple of things personally on a personal level, and he's done everything. So I guess, how do I say this? On a personal level, he's a great guy. And from what I've seen, he's a great guy.
Sure.
So I'm hoping that
he was heavily recruited, Boston College, Iowa, Maryland, Michigan State, Oklahoma State, Rutgers, Syracuse, Virginia. I mean, everybody wanted this guy. So he's got a lot going on.
That guy is awesome. But, me as a fan, me personally, you always looking in the heart. And I'm thinking maybe, I want to say 9 months ago, I got talking to him, and I asked him a question, asked him a favor, and he did it perfectly. So, I not only do I look at it in the football perspective, but I also look at it as a personal issue too. And he seems like a great guy.
Well, he threw up some numbers, over 1,400 yards and 15 touchdowns. His senior year. This guy here is going to be a quarterback to watch. And what'll be interesting to see is, we're going to see, the guys who've been on the team already. Same with special teams, but this fall, I think when everybody shows up for camp this fall, I think that's when it's going to be game on, and it'll be back like when we were there, and everybody's fighting for a job. And I think that what's going to evolve is a great team.
So, how many wins do you think we'll have this year?
Oh boy!
Wow,
That's a tough call.
Well, you sure you get right to it, don't you, Dan? well, you know what? Dan, I'll tell you what. Well, Dan, let's do this real quick while we're talking, and we're looking at who we got coming back. And first of all, I'm glad that the practices are intense and not a lot was going on, Yaacov. And Dan, you were impressed because this is not going to be an easy season. I don't hardly see any easy games here.
Right.
Kent State, we start. Okay, Saturday, September 3rd, Kent State. You should beat them.
Right.
Okay? Saturday, September 10th in Pittsburgh.
Right.
We should beat them.
Right.
And then, of course, a rivalry game and a game that we have to come back and gain pride from. We play Temple on September 17th. We better beat them.
Right.
My goodness. And then on the 24th of September at Michigan, at the Big House.
That's going to be a tough game. Yeah, that's a tough one.
That is. You know what? Minnesota, they're athletic. They're versatile. We could beat them.
Well, they're going to be tough. You know, I watched their spring. I saw their spring game last Saturday. I got home.
I know.
Oh, you saw it?
I saw it.
Okay, yeah.
I saw it. I saw it. And then we played Maryland, who that was a close game. Maryland had a coaching situation, and now in a coaching situation, you know, it's going to be more stable and everything. And that's going to be a difficult game. Nothing easy, and that's at Beaver Stadium. And then, of course, we have off on the 15th. Then on the 22nd of October, we have the Ohio State Buckeyes, who actually have only been ranked 17th, very shockingly, behind Notre Dame. We beat by 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
Then we go to Purdue, and Purdue is better. Listen, don't laugh at Purdue. Better football team in Iowa. Iowa always tough. It's going to be a tough game even at home for us. And then we play Indiana on November 12th. And Rutgers, let me tell you something. They're coming for blood. We beat Rutgers pretty good last year, beat them up physically, and that's the way we can play. And, of course, we play them at Piscataway. And then Michigan State at Beaver Stadium. So, if you look at those things, I mean, it all depends, I think, on, again, it depends on our big guys, how we're going to make this change with Brian Gear now. He's going to be a center. You know, he was at guard last year. Now he's our center. And the question is he going to be the center of attention, or is he going to be the center of destruction in one way, or is he going to be the center of destruction in another way? You know, we've got to get these young guys. There's no way in the world ever again that we can give up 10 sacks in football. That is just there's no excuse for that. And if we ever had a game anywhere close to that, we will lose half of those ball games. So I think with these guys coming back, I think I mentioned to you McGovern, the guys coming back, Harris Palmer, my dude, left tackle, number 73, gotta beast it out, man. I mean, everybody's talking about this new offense, what they're going to do. I think Gia talked about the things that I've read. Hey, you know, this offense and this tempo is going to keep defenses from bringing complicated blitz packages, which I don't know where he got that from, because you got a good captain on the field that can switch into the blitz packages. These guys have just got to be everything else and more physical, more and more together.
Right.
You know,
you were talking about the Sterling Jenkins, right? That's what
yeah, Sterling Jenkins. I was getting to Sterling Jenkins.
Okay.
No, I said Harris Palmer.
Okay.
Sterling Jenkins, he's a redshirt freshman. Again, just a tremendous size. We'll see how he can handle things. And, of course, he's got big dude's old number, so he better do good.
That's right.
He better do good.
He measures up to you also, 6'8".
Oh, my goodness. Well, he's taller than me, man. There's a guy, 6'8", 330.
Yeah.
You know, that just I wonder why he was on the bench. I'm like, why is this 6'8" guy on the bench? Okay, he wasn't ready. But we gotta use these guys. We gotta stick their offensive line. Our defensive line, we know we lost Nassib, Johnson, and Bell. We gotta see what the rest of these guys are gonna do. Torrance Brown, Evan Schwinn, Kevin Gibbons, Antoine White. From around my way, and then Shane Simmons, and there was one other deep lineman I couldn't remember. They brought his name up. I can't think of it. He was a player to watch. But then now you have Naheem Wharton White. Stay healthy, Naheem, because if you do, it's probably the 2 best linebackers. I wouldn't be surprised if both had a chance to be all Big Ten with the bigger and Naheem Wharton White, all ready to go. And of course, and that's defense, and of course. Saquon Barkley, everybody talking about how humble he's been he's doing great, but he's humble and he's doing good academically. And of course, our wide receivers. And I think we don't know. We have two outstanding wide receivers, and we have two other ones that are sleeping. You got Deshaun Hamilton, of course. You got Chris Godwin, and the other wide outs that did contribute in some games. Saeed Blackwell and Brandon Polk, who got a big touchdown in the game. Now, the person I think is going to be the real X factor. Now, we read all the clippings on him. We heard all the great things about him last year, about what he was supposed to do. They ended up putting him in ahead of some folks last year, was Mike Gesicki. Mike, you got to play ball, baby. No more waiting.
You got to catch the ball.
Yeah, man, catch that football. And because he's not a bad blocker. Now, it'll be interesting to see what else happens with our other tight end. The other tight end, Brent Wilkerson, has been suspended for the off-field incident. So I hope he comes back, because we need him. We need blocking tight ends. We need experience, because other than that, we drop off the tight end. So we're getting there. I think we got a chance to get some things done. I can't call the schedule favorable, because the Big Ten doesn't get a lot of respect, really, because we beat each other up. But I think that we have some big ball games, and you would say, hey, this is going to be the game that I circle on the calendar. Penn State's got to circle every one on the calendar, because they're going to have to prove themselves all over again, all after, getting to a bowl, getting to a bowl loss, and proving that they should be there. So I'm looking forward to this intensity that you're talking about, resulting in some wins. I don't want to look at the calendar and say what our record should be, but really, to tell you the truth, I really think that we've got to prove ourselves every game, including Kent State. I mean, you saw against Army, man. I mean, we ended up running them out of the building, not much, but in the end, on the line for the third quarter. The game was too close, man. I mean, we got to get on these guys, make the plays. People's got to stay healthy. The O-line has got to play physical. They got to play with attitude, and they have to play together. And the new young man, like I said, at center is going to be, where are you going to be? What kind of center are you going to be, 72? Give me something.
Well said, Stefan. Well said. Yeah, that's the question. And I think the difference we're going to see this year, too, is we're going to have a quarterback that's more suited to the type of style that offensive coach Franklin has in mind for Penn State. There just wasn't a good match there last year with Christian Hackenberg. And, of course, we wish him all the best. I hope he does great. Hope he does well here in the draft coming up. We wish him all the best. He's kind of caught in the middle. And, I know he did the best he can. There's some controversy over people saying different things. But, that's the type of silliness that goes on with reporters when they don't have enough to write about. So that's just my
the media. That's what the media.
Yeah, they may. I mean, these guys, they're hurting for stories, so they're trying to, it's like the National Enquirer stuff. You don't need to pay attention to it. So, he was part of the Penn State family, and we support him. We stand behind him because of that, and we wish him all the best. And he's part of the family, and he's one of our brothers. So we want to see him do well. So we'll leave it at that, because there's really nothing else having to be said about it.
No, because you know what? You just don't know what happened. People talk about workouts. I heard his workout went good. But,
he was on TV last night.
Oh, was it on last night?
Well, go ahead. Talk about it. Talk about it.
On the Gruden show.
Oh, okay. And what did you say about it?
I didn't see it, but I know I've been in contact with his grandmother and stuff like that, and she's an awesome lady. I was up there at Pro Day and stuff like that. He wasn't a very happy camper when he came out, but he's got to do what he's got to do.
He's not a very happy camper. What do you mean by that? What's that all about?
What do you mean?
I don't. Why isn't he a happy camper? I guess I'm missing.
He. I don't know. He just didn't see himself coming out.
Well,
so I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We can discuss. Yes.
Come on, Dan.
Well, no. Here's all I want to say. My only question was, and we got on this in another radio show, he still is a young man that is still maturing.
Yes.
And I had my doubts, other than his physical ability, about what he can handle, about whether he's going to go right in somewhere and play. Can you hold that that iPad, or could you hold that Surface? Can you hold that Surface tablet in your hand? Because you know what, brother? If it's a spot for you, you gotta hold that Surface tablet in your hand. And you gotta watch, and you gotta practice, and you're not going to get. Can you do it? Are you man? See, you gotta be man enough, and it wasn't clipboard when I was growing up. You know, now it's the Surface, man. You gotta be man enough to hold that Surface in your hand and be a better man because of it, and be a better leader because of it. You know, and when I look at those stats and those other things, the O-line may have been in a situation where it's like, hey, they got to get better, but then you got to get a couple of folks in. If I really think that you're going to fight for me, then guess what? I'm going to do everything, including come at the guy, including take a pill to protect you. And I think he's got to look at that. And we got to look at last year whether we had some of that type of things going on. Hopefully we didn't. Wherever he goes, he's got to remember it's grown man football. Don't want to.
Right. Well, that's well said, Stephanie, because not all his life he's always played. You know, he never knew what it was to be an understudy, to spend any time, being the guy who's an understudy. You know, so he may spend some time doing that here before. You know, he's got the talent, but you're right. You know, he may have to take some time to wait for that opportunity to come up. Speaking of which, I happened to run into Sam Ficken. He was up practicing a little bit on Saturday. He's still trying to break into the NFL as well, and it's a tough,
great.
Yeah, he's still trying. So I said, hey man,
unbelievable guy.
You got to pursue the dream, But Dan, Dan, you are truly the fan, because you start telling me, these guys' grandparents. All right, I mean,
what's that?
How do you know? Hagensberg's grandparents. You're watching the
grandmother.
Okay, his grandmother. I mean, still
grandmother.
How many fans actually know the grandmother of a starting quarterback at a Division I school and track it down like that? I mean, Dan, you're concerning me here, man. You aren't no stalker now, are you? Because, man, was he in practice?
Are you serious?
Oh, come on. I'm joking. No, but how do you happen to run into this guy's grandmother?
She's from the same area as I'm from in the Northeast, just except one town down from me. But a guy who played for Penn State went to the same high school as his dad did.
But how did you meet her?
I never met her. I talked to her.
Okay. Oh, my bad. Okay.
Yes.
But how did you talk to her?
Huh?
How did you talk to her?
Social media, just like you do.
Oh, gee. Okay. So you.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Her son went to school with a guy who played for Penn State back in high school.
Okay, I got you.
And I'm actually friends with his dad's cousin.
Dan, who don't you know?
Somebody.
Dan, you know everybody. I'm telling you, I don't know how you do it. You are
the
fan.
Well, listen. This weekend is blue white.
Okay.
But Sunday, I'm gonna put this out there.
Okay.
Sunday is the walk for Special Olympics and stuff like that. And I started with last year I started with 5 people, ended up with 25 people. This year I'm up to almost 70 people.
Damn,
wow,
that's awesome.
Second in team donation. I try to get Yaacov, but he's a helper. But
Dan,
listen. Well, wait a second. Skip, it gets better. Not only do I have a 1986 championship guy on my team, but I have a 1981 national champion field hockey champion on my team.
Wow.
Dan, you're like a regular.
Who was that? Now wait a second. Now it gets better. I have a current player and his wife on the team, plus his parents, plus a guy who played 2 years ago. Him and his wife are on the team.
Hey, Dan.
And we're second in donations.
Dan, I think Penn State's going to give you a job. They're going to
What's that?
Penn State's going to offer you a job, man. I'm serious. They're gonna put you in like some type of fundraising position, man. The way you're recruiting people and bringing money in like this.
Skip, how about it? We have the Dan and Skip radio show.
Okay. Well, yeah, you're on Lions Live, so
It's all good. It's all good.
That's great,
it's all
man.
good.
Hey, Dan, you really are an outstanding individual, and I truly appreciate your character, your integrity, and I don't know how you find people like you do. Man, you are a recruiter. You need to talk to Coach Franklin. Maybe put you on the staff recruiting some kids.
I'm good friends with Spider-Man. Spider-Man is my second brother. I don't have any brothers, but he's a brother to me. Just like all right.
My dude. All right, Skip. Did you want to do any positions or anything, or what do you want to do now?
Oh, wow. Hey, we're
talking about the defense hardly at all. I mean,
well, let me just make a couple comments. I got a couple comments. One, this is the first time, and I believe probably about 3 or 4 years that we didn't know who the quarterback's going to be. So, we're probably not going to know who the starting quarterback's going to be probably up until around August. So,
then back.
Well, obviously,
you want to bet?
But at this point, but wait. At this point, though, it's not. It's open for grabs. It's going to be open for grabs all the way until fall camp. It don't matter who they have right now. None of them have any experience except McSorley. So and he barely got a couple games.
He got a quarter.
I mean, yeah. So that's wide open. That quarterback position is wide open. So that's one thing we're not used to. We've had Hackenberg the last 4 years, so I think that's going to be one. Number two, offensive line. Okay. Last 2 years in a row, last 2 seasons in a row, we were the number 1 team that allowed the most sacks in the Big Ten. That's what I'm talking about. We had 44 sacks in 2014, and then we had 39 sacks last season. So past 2 seasons in a row, we've been the number 1 team to get the quarterback sacked, and that means Christian Hackenberg got probably hit the most over the last 2 years.
Why not?
Because the offensive line. Well, wait a minute though. Coach Franklin goes ahead, hires the coach from Minnesota. He was the offensive coordinator and line coach at Minnesota. So that's like a really, really great pickup as an offensive line coach right at the perfect time. Because, we're one of the worst teams right now, but he just picked up one of the best coaches. So that's 2. Number 3 is we are losing about 3 defensive linemen. Carl Nassib, Austin Johnson, and Anthony Zettel. So, we got some big shoes to fill: offensive line, defensive line, and quarterback. And those are my 3 comments. I'll let you guys take it from there.
Well, here's the thing. I know we mentioned it before. I feel better about what's going on defense because you know why? Because if you looked at last year's defense, one of the things that was done is there was a lot of rotation. Now, Austin Johnson and those rest of those guys that you mentioned, Nassib and Zetter, they got breaks. They came out of the game, and the rest of these guys like Brown and some of these other dudes, especially Super, watch out for him. Those guys played in significant roles when people got banged up and other things. So, and it's going to be important, as you know, for the linebackers, depending upon what it is we play. But if we can keep, like I said, we're going to look at Naheem Ward-White and finding out, okay, where is he? Is he going to be okay? That injury to him against Temple, it was different than people thought. I think that we increased our depth. That's why we're going to be better. So if you would have asked me what's going on, I still want to think on offense, as Skip said, it's going to get the simple things done. I think that we are a more talented line. New line coach is okay, but you know what? As you know, you can't play for him. My dude at left tackle, Paris Palmer, he is going to be the key on the bookends. I watched him the other day against who were he playing? I think I watched him against Northwestern, and he struggled. Okay, we got to find out this guy that we heard about. How can he get back to who he is? He's 6'6", and he's maybe 3'10", 315. It's the footwork, it's the aggressiveness, it's all those other things. And it's the pride that they're going to take after who they're going to be. So I'm looking forward to that. And we don't know. Like I said, even having Christian Hagenberg, that really didn't tell us a whole lot more about what our whole team would be, other than he throws a beautiful ball and he throws it to the best wideouts. What I say is the strongest upside that we have on our team are wideouts. I really think that in the Big Ten, I don't think they're better wideouts than Deshaun Hamilton and Chris Godwin. So I'm looking forward to a big year for them, but I'm looking forward to a bunch of other X factors. Like you said, we had a lot of big names last year. Maybe that's the problem. We had a lot of big names, Master Johnson, Master, the national sack leader. Hey, maybe it's going to be more balanced. I would rather see more balance across the front on the D line, and then one person gets 17, 18, 19 sacks. Maybe 3 guys with 10 sacks. Something that's got to happen now is the chemistry, is the hard work, is figuring out not getting behind in football games. Let me tell you something. It's not that we had a bad football team. We got behind and we put ourselves in situations. Okay? And just sticking and seeing through it. We had a coaching change. The other thing that never happened before was a coaching change during the season. That's different from Penn State.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
I say, let's go, man. Let's get done what we can get done.
Yeah, a lot of work to get done. I called. I saw Joe Nastasi on Saturday at practice, and I tried to get him to come on tonight. He was busy with doing some coaching, and he wasn't able to make it tonight. I was hoping to have him come on and talk about the wide receivers, to hear a little bit more and get some insight from him, but he wasn't able to make it. But maybe next week after our post game, and I'm going to see if we can try to maybe do something on Tuesday night instead of Wednesday next week, guys. So if that's okay with you, we'll try to bump it up a day if that's all right. We can come back here again.
Yeah,
we have about 7 minutes left here, so we can try to maybe make some fearsome predictions. I didn't get an opportunity to see much spring ball from some of the other teams, but what I've noticed from some of the others teams out there, and what I've been able to see, it's going to be a really good season this year. You got some teams that have some big guys, and I look forward to being able to see some more of the South SEC conference teams and how they come out with this their spring ball as well. But I've noticed some of the teams so far seem to show some size, some strength, and some speed. And Penn State's definitely going to be challenged this year. I mean, this is no cupcake schedule we got.
No, it's not. And you know what, Skip? Us losing Geno Lewis, and maybe it's too many. You don't forget, we lost him. I mean, look at that guy that had more here than every year left, and he transferred. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
So hey, and like I said, one monkey don't stop no show. In fact, you see the transfer thing doesn't work. At times, Skip, you did know some bad news about Dr. Jordan. It's unfortunate that I'll bring you some more, that we did have an individual that did not stay through the sanctions and all. And Cyrus Red, I don't know if you've heard, he didn't make it to the NFL. And Cyrus Red has been indefinitely suspended without pay for violating the league substance abuse law. So, and that was today. Going forward, it's got to be, are you going to stick with the program, or what happens when you don't stick with the program? I think we're in a situation where we've got some more stability. Coach Franklin has high expectations about conduct and what things people get done. I can't wait to see how these young men are going to play, because people don't expect much. So it's the competitiveness in those games that we weren't supposed to win last year. We had a chance to win them, but we just have to be more competitive all around. You had Grant Hill, If you have another year left, Grant Hill, I think he's up. Yeah. So you have these people on defense, and you have these folks that are on O-line, like you mentioned, Sterling Jenkins. You got to find out about him during that first game. You know, a lot of those guys, as Yaacov said, there's some names, and they haven't had a chance to play. Who are going to be our best 5 guys up front? Who are going to be our best 4 guys up front? You know, how much more of a leader is Jason Kabinde going to be with Naheem Ward-White? And Kabinde wasn't expected to play as much as he did. And then Saquon Barkley and whoever else we have, how else can we do? Because everything else points to the fact that we can make the big play. We've got to be able to dominate the football game up front, but not rely on a 40-yard pass. I mean, we have some incredible plays by some of those wideouts, and then you have some incredible numbers. It's just, I think that we've got to be able to control the football game and play a full football game, and we've seen that when me and Skip were on the phone watching the game. So you look at what's going on here. You know, like I said, you got all these guys that are ready to go. I just think that, if you said, Skip, the special teams, those other 3 or 4 plays that Joe used to talk about. Joe used to say there was really 4 or 5 plays in the football game you got to be ready for. It makes sense. Are we going to be ready for those 4 or 5 games, those opportunities, those loose balls? Are we going to be the first ones to it? Last year, we weren't the first ones to it. You know, so I hope the competition in practice will drive things like that, and the excellence on special teams. Give us a return every now and then. Let's get it done. Let's get the small things done. So not only we can compete, we can win by doing all the small things.
Right. Well, you know, we talked a little bit about it, Stefan, about how football's changing. And, you know, the thing I've noticed is the teams that are, playing for the national championship can run the football and run it well. And they can eat up that clock. And when they need to throw the ball, we almost picked it exactly right last year. We picked before the season, Alabama and Ohio State. And, it would have been a repeat again if it wasn't for that one loss from Alabama. But, you see these teams play. They run the ball well. And you have to run the football. And you need to have the guys up front who can make the holes. You need to have everybody working together to get the guy to be able to eat up the yards. And, in Alabama, I don't think they worry too much about quarterback as much because they just give the guy a football, and they pass only they have to, and that's the best, that's old Penn State football. You run the ball, you pass when you have to, and these guys are winning it that way every year. And what's going to be interesting to see is how Penn State is going to try to mix it up with a quarterback. My concern is if we don't have the guys up front, like you said, Stefan, we're going to have some difficulty because, and we may need a depth at quarterback because it's real easy for a guy to get injured today. He gets cracked one, and we're going to need that depth there at quarterback as well for running that type of offense.
Yeah, I was going to make one more comment too on that. I think we did a nice job with the recruits. Coach Franklin did a nice job with the 2015 recruits, and we were actually ranked as high as number 2 in the Big Ten, and then also as high as number 15 nationally. So with a lot of those 4-star recruits coming in, they're going to be pushing the juniors and seniors, sophomores, and that's going to open up opportunities for us. I mean, for the young guys, and also to help the team grow even faster.
Yep, you're absolutely right. Yaacov. And guys, if you're just we have about 30 seconds. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a legal break. We have a station ID here coming up in a second or two, so you're going to hear that come on, and we're going to carry on for about another 4 minutes, and we'll be able to wrap up our show here for tonight. So I'm going to bleep in here for our station ID here real quick, and then we'll be right back here in just a couple seconds, folks.
Even later, Bottle Shop opens Sunday through Thursday till midnight, Friday and Saturday till 2 a.m. Call 237-1582 for more information. That's 237-1582 for Old New York Restaurant on the web at oldnewyork.net. The home of Center County this morning from 6 to 9 a.m. with me, Jerry Fisher. This is 970 a.m. WBLS, Belmont State College, the voice of Center County.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Lions Live on the Forever Lions Network. Big Dude Stefan Davis, Yaacov Yisrael, and Dan the Fan, and my name's Skip Dreibelbis. The last 5 minutes here of our program here, and I just want to thank everybody for being a part of us. I want to thank Magnum Broadcasting for allowing us to be able to have the only player hosted and everything the players do, guys. I mean, it's really neat to be able to have opportunity to let the players come in and just talk about Penn State football. Nobody else does it, but I'm really thankful we have this opportunity here again for another season. And I'm thankful to have everybody here we have this year. It's going to be another fun-filled season. And personally, I almost wish I'd be able to watch it on TV instead of having to come, because I know this is going to be a practice, and I may sneak out. We have a Letterman Club meeting at 10 o'clock Saturday morning. I'll be there for that. And I may sneak out early because I think I'm going to see if I can catch the live stream on TV and beat the crowds. And I confess to that one, but I may do that. I may encourage Stefan, since it's a long trip, to maybe think about doing the same. I don't know what your plans are. Are you guys coming up for the game this weekend?
Well, there's a million things going on, Skip. I just don't know if I can do it. I mean, the game's at 2 o'clock. Could I make it? There's an outside chance. I got to figure out, especially how things are in town and all. I mean, really, if the crowd's 60, I may swing in, and if I did, I could swing in for the game. So I don't know how I'm going to make that work.
That's a long day for you, brother. I'd catch the live stream and we could talk about it. We get a better view of it that way anyway, from the sidelines.
Yeah.
So it may be something that we can talk a little bit better about here on Tuesday next week. Yaacov, are you coming in?
Yeah, I'll plan to be there. Not sure how much of the game. We have a babysitter lined up, so we're just trying to coordinate that because we got a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old next month, and so we'll plan to be there at some point, But I'm hoping to be there. Well, I'm planning to be there Friday, and then I'm also going to plan to be there Sunday as well. I'm planning to be there all 3 days.
Oh, that's right. We have practice Friday. What time do we have to be up to practice?
Practice is at 4:30,
yep.
And then
we have a team
there's
meeting.
an event. Yes, and then Michael Robinson's having an event. He's having, at the ice. Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be that after the practice.
Right. Yeah, I'll get my schedule put together for that as well. Man, these weekends come and go fast, guys. I'll tell you. And of course, I know Dan's going to be there for everything, right?
We're leaving Friday after Wendy gets home from work and stuff like that. We're traveling up to the Ramada, staying over there. Saturday, we're going in and stuff like that.
Rooms?
The Ramada Inn.
Oh, hey, man, that bougie, man. You told me to get rooms,
They're traveling over to breakfast for Lee Rubin, and then we're coming back over to the game. Then we're going to the VIP event for Special Olympics Saturday night, and then Sunday we're meeting Team 409ers. We're meeting Sunday morning, and 70 members strong, almost raised about $5,000-$6,000, give or take. And we're going to walk around. We've got Blair Thomas on our team.
Oh, Blair's going to be running with you guys. All right.
Blair is walking with us. Blair's walking with us, running with us, however you want to say it. He's with us. He's with Team 409ers. He's verbally committed to me over the phone and stuff like that, and he is on our team. We have a girl from the 1981 Women's National Championship Women's Field Hockey team on our team.
What's her name, Dan?
V.
Wow. That's awesome.
You said V?
V. I can't remember her last name, but it's an Italian name, but she's from the 1981 National Women's Championship.
Okay, 1981.
Yes. Okay. I tried to get Yaacov, but he's volunteering. But we have about 70 members, close to 70 members on the team.
Well, that's great, Dan. You are truly the fan. You're truly the fan. That's great work,
I'm just
Dan.
a good guy.
You are. I wish it wasn't on a Sunday. I have commitments with.
I understand.
Church, and it's just
not
the day for that for me. But
I understand.
I understand, and it's all good. So,
yes.
But we have, we're down our last minute, guys. So Any closing thoughts here as we head into blue white and for next Tuesday night? Who's going to win, blue or white?
Okay. Yeah, I'm not even good. Yeah, this is, you see, when we played a spring game, it was a game, man.
Oh, it was.
It was a game, and it was commentary, and, and I still remember getting eaten up by Bob White a few times, and Cheap shot him a few times, and, I mean, it was competitive, so what I just see is, man, the guys need to go get some good work, continue to affirm who they are. What I want to see is us be able to run the ball against our defense. I think our defense is a lot better than people give it credit for, and I left out, I'm sorry, that folks, I left out a person who has an opportunity, I think, within the next year to be an All-American, and that's Marcus Allen. Marcus Allen is a fine football player. There's a Mark Allen that's a running back. He's also a good player. We have a lot of depth at running back. I want to see a couple of people get belted and go sit down. But I want to see them come. I want to see a hungry team. I want to see a lot of people. You know, I watched that Temple game last year, and Coach is right. He didn't want to hear any negativity. But, man, people just didn't look hungry. From the first snap, man, look hungry. Are the kids different? Yes, they are, but we are Penn State. Let's make it happen.
Right on. Makes sense. Yeah, I look forward to it. It should be a lot of fun to watch. And I wish everybody safe travels out there coming in, you, Dan, and Yaacov, and look forward to hey, Yaacov, I'll see you on Friday at practice, and it'd be great to catch up with you then.
Yeah,
it should be a good night Friday night. And
what time is practice? What time is practice on Friday?
He said 4:30.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yeah, 4:30.
So we'll be out there for that. Should be a lot of fun. Great weather coming up. You know.
Yeah.
Want to thank everybody for tuning into Lions Live and the Forever Lions Network. You've been listening to Dan the Fan, Yaacov Yisrael, and Big Dude Stephen Davis. My name's Skip Dreibelbis. Look forward to catching you here on Tuesday night. Safe travels coming in for the weekend, folks. And let's go Penn State. Have a great night. Lord bless.
Peace. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Great job. You guys can still hear me? Can you guys still hear me? Yep, you guys did really great. You can all hear me still. I think I got the buttons pushed right. All right. Okay. Okay, yeah, I had to turn that on because let me, how can I get that? Oh, let me do this here. Try to dump that. Did you already hang up, Stefan? Hey, Stefan, I'll call you back on your landline, buddy. Okay, all right, take care, buddy. All right, bye-bye. Have a good night, everybody.